Now listen, follow us carefully. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah. The next thing. For flesh and blood had not revealed. That's revelation. Two kinds of revelation. There is a revelation of flesh and blood. And there is a revelation that is divine, that comes from the Father. Listen. The revelation of flesh and blood is you are one of the prophets. The revelation of flesh and blood is as a result of human interpretation of who Jesus is. Listen. The revelation of flesh and blood is a revelation that is predicated by observations, by using our minds to interpret things around us. Listen, it is not wrong when you observe Jesus as a healer. It's not wrong when you see him as a savior. It isn't wrong when you see him as a provider. It is not wrong when you see him as a healer. Or whatever it is, however you see Jesus, based on what he manifests is okay. Because this is what you observe. Listen, what to make of Mark determines the blessing you receive from Mark. It applies to every one of us. To every one of us. Listen, and listen attentively. What you make of Christ as a result of your observation based on carnality and natural senses determines what you get. And those things are not wrong. Because God actually wants us to use our man. Listen, if you see the man standing here as a teacher, as a veterinarian, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a neighbor, as a pastor, however you see those things based on what he manifests is okay. You are correct. But there is a limitation to how much you know the person, if it is the revelation of flesh and blood. The revelation of flesh and blood have no capacity to tell you the true identity of a man. The revelation of flesh and blood is limited to sensualities, to natural mindsets, to analysis, conclusions based on experimentations, based on the commentaries of men, based on physical observation. Listen, there are moments a man of God will stand on this pulpit, the first thing you see is his shoes. And that determines what you will get. A man of God standing here, the first thing you see is this man of God is too short. This man of God is too tall. Oh my God. When people are asking the Father, who is this man? You are busy observing the man and analyzing it with your five senses. He can't speak good English. Oh, I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he does things. Look at his shoes. Look at his dress. Color riot. No good color combination. You are busy making observation to analyze a personality. What you see physically is not the true person. What you even see the man manifesting is not the true identity of the personality. Because flesh and blood have no capacity to reveal the mind of God concerning a man. Listen, sophisticated, unpolluted, and unadulterated hypocrites can beat a sound Christian that is receiving revelation from flesh and blood. You are not getting this? A man can stand on this pulpit and preach. If you will analyze the person based on the content of his message, you are still using your five senses to decode who he is. True knowledge of a man comes through the revelation of the Father. Listen, Jesus said to him, you are Peter Bar-Jonah. This revelation does not come from flesh and blood, but my Father who is in heaven. The best way to know a man is through divine revelation. Let the Father reveal who the man is to you. Let the Father reveal. It is only the revelation that comes from the Father that tells you the true identity of a man. Listen, even if your senses are going contrary to it, stick with what the Father is saying. What Jesus was saying is, Peter, the Peter I know, you have no capacity to understand this. Peter, I know you very well.